Hello players, I'm Eunice, the physical performance coach for the Ottawa International Soccer Club. We're here to show you some of the exercises you need to do at home from the pre-season program. So this is the mobility part, and our players here, our volunteers, will help us show you the exercise. So the first one is for the hips. We're going to do cradle walk. So you grab your ankle, you do like a number 4, you grab your ankle, you pull it up, and then you push your knee down. At the same time, you're trying to keep your balance. You hold it for a few seconds and then you release. Then you switch leg, and again you hold it and you release. Remember to try to keep your back straight as well when you do this exercise. And everything, you want to stand tall as well. Don't just kind of sit down, try to stay tall. Excellent. Next one, we're going on the ground. Hands on the ground, knees on the ground, and then we're just opening our leg to the side. We do a few repetitions and then we're going to switch to the other side. So your back should be kind of nice and flat, not rounded, neither too like curved inside. So the next one is same position, but now we're stretching our leg out to the back. And then we bring it inside, and then again back. So again, you do a few repetitions, and then you switch leg. Try to make sure that your leg stays straight and doesn't come up too high. Okay, it has to be like an even line with your back. Now on the same position, we just did 2 movements, so we're going to combine them, trying to do circles. So from the side and then stretching the leg behind. So we just try to do circles. So after a few runs going on one directions, then you can switch to the other direction with the same leg, and afterwards you switch to the other leg. Well done. Okay, so the last hip mobility exercise that we're going to do, you're going to go into a deep squat. So basically here, we're going to open our legs and we go down. And kind of as if we wanted to sit down, and we just stay here, we hold. Your knees are slightly open, feet slightly as well. They're not totally looking forward like this, they're slightly in an angle open. And then you just hold this position for a few seconds. And then you come up and you can do it again. So I'll go sideways so you can see better as well. Here, I just go low and I stay here. As you can see, my back as well is not curved or rounded or leaning forward. I'm just here holding the position, waiting, and then come up. Then you can put your hands on the ground and then just shift your weight from one side to the other. You can use your arms, your hands if you want to, and just shift, hold, and then go to the other side. Or just without your hands, just here, shifting, hold it, and then to the other, we hold, and to the other. So now the next exercise is going to be gorilla crawls. So we go kind of on a deep squat position again. We can stay on our toes, so now our head doesn't need to touch the ground. Our feet are on the ground, and then we're just going to move our arms to the side, and then we bring our legs by jumping towards our arms. So we keep moving side to side, and we can also kind of rotate a little bit as you're moving around. The next one is monkey jumps. So kind of same position. So make sure you keep your knees like looking forward, straight in front, and then instead of moving our arms to the side, we're going to move our arms forward, and then we're jumping to bring our legs to our arms. And you keep going. You can go forward, you can kind of go around. You can also make sounds like a monkey if you wish to. Now, here the progression will be the reverse movement. So your legs come out first, so to the back, and then you bring your arms to your legs. Excellent. The next one will be inchworm. So we stand tall, and then we go to the ground. We do small kind of walks with the hands, and we go into a plank position, and then we hold it, and then we bring our hands back to our feet, and then we go up again. And we keep going and doing the amount of repetition that it's written on the program. Then, if you have space at home, you can also walk it out. So you're bringing your hands, and then bring your legs towards your hands. Now, you come up, and again. So you're walking basically. For the next one, we have bears. So we have many here, different exercises. So the first one, we go again, we kneel down, but now we're lifting our knees off the ground, okay? They're not touching the ground. So they're in the air, not too high. And then basically the arm reach, you're just going to lift one arm up in the air, and then bring it back, and then you do the other one. Okay. As well here, make sure your back is not too curved or rounded. Try to keep it slightly more straight. And try to really control the movement as well. Try to keep your balance, don't move your body too much. So the other exercise will be alternating the arm and the leg reach. So basically either you can lift your hand and then your leg at the same time, the opposite one, or either you can just stretch out to reach out. That's more difficult. So try to choose your level. Level 1 basically will be just lifting up from the ground, and the level 2 will be reaching out, so stretching out. Try to keep control and keep your balance. Then the other one, we have rotations. So we're just going to lift one arm and we're going to rotate. So if we're looking to the ground, we rotate to look up to the sky or your ceiling. So try to do first rotating or turning to one side, and then try to rotate to the other side, because we want to work both sides all the time, right? So we have uneven balance muscles. Then we can have our hand and leg at the same time stretch out, so always the opposite one, and then we're rotating. If you need to touch, like to bring your leg to the ground, just to keep your balance, that's all right as well. So again, try to choose your level. Either level 1 will be only one arm up, level 2 will be opposite arm and leg up, and then you're rotating. Try to rotate both sides, and then you switch to the other side, like the other leg and the other arm. Always keep your balance. If you need to go back from the ground, that's fine as well. Try to rotate fully so you're completely looking up. So the last ones of these ones are the bear crawls. So basically you're walking like a bear. Again, same position, hands on the ground, knees on the ground, and then you're just lifting your knees up, and you do small steps, moving the opposite arm with the opposite leg forward, and then the other one. So coordination here a little bit as well. You can go forward, you can go backwards. You can walk around, do circles, going to the side. Try to keep your knees as close as to the ground as possible. So now we're going to do the invert ones. So because we just did bears, we're going to do crabs. And we're going to do the same series. So now we're going to sit down, hands basically a little bit behind us, and knees are bent. We're looking basically up, and then we're going to lift our hips up. So the first one, again, arm reach, just lifting one arm, dropping it back to the ground, and then you switch to the other side. And you keep going. Try to keep your hips up all the time as well. And then we have like opposite arm and leg reach. So the same one leg and one arm up, and then we drop and do the other one. If it's hard, then again drop back to the first one, only arm reach. Okay, these are a little bit more like progressions in some way. Now we have rotations. So now it's going to be one leg up instead of the arm, and we're going to rotate to the inside. So we now, instead of looking up, we will be looking down with one leg up. So remember, try to do both sides, rotations to both directions, and then you can switch leg. It's hard, but I think you can manage to do it. We want to keep the hips up, keep a good control and balance. So the next progression then will be having the leg and the arm up, the opposite ones, and then we're just rotating and dropping our hand down. But we'll try to keep always the arm and the leg up as much as possible, and then turning. And again, we do both sides, both legs and arms. So we'll start with Spiderman crawls. So you know Spiderman, he goes up the buildings kind of in a motion, bringing one arm up, one hand up, and then on the other leg at the same time, and then switching. So it's basically the same idea, but on the ground. So we will bring one in front. Then we're going to drop to the ground, and then we push up again. So as you can see, my hip is slightly open because if I keep it too straight, I have no movement, no range of motion. So I'm going to turn it a little bit to the side. I'm going to drop to the ground, more like a push-up actually, and then we're going to push up again. And we keep walking like that. Well done. Excellent. So you can also reverse the movement as a progression if you wish to. So instead of going forward, well, you actually can walk forward, let's say crawl forward and then crawl back. So here is basically coordination and strength at the same time. Then we have a touch and reach. So we go into a lunge position. We're going to stretch. Basically bring our hips forward. Arms in the air, and then after a few seconds we're going to drop them to the ground beside our standing foot, the bent foot that is in front. Then with the arm that is basically between our hand and our leg, we're going to bring it through, or basically behind our outside arm. We hold it, and then we're going to open up. We're going to rotate, bringing that same hand up to the sky, trying to keep a good control of our back as well. We don't want to bring our arm too too back, and then our back is not turning, okay? We want to kind of keep the same alignment. After a few repetitions on one side, you can switch to the other side. So the next two will need you'll need a towel. It works really well with a towel. Right now we're going to use towels and resistant band, but you can also use a t-shirt, a sweater even. So we're going to lay down on the ground, and we're going first to work on our calves. So we're going to put the towel near our toes, as close as possible to our toes on one foot. And then we're going to hold it. I'm going to lay down and bring our leg up. As our leg is up, we're going to try to keep it as straight as possible. And with the towel, we're going to pull our foot, our toes, as low as possible, like towards ourselves. After a few seconds that you're holding that position, you're going to drop it and kind of sit a little bit, and then you'll do it again for a few seconds. And afterwards, you can switch to the other leg. So you should be feeling it on your calves, okay? Try to keep your leg as straight as possible as well. And also your other leg should be straight out, okay? Don't bend it. Keep it lying on the ground, straight. So now we're going to go for our hamstrings. So it's basically the same idea, but now we're going to put the towel more in our midfoot. So make sure it's not too wide, your towel. You can kind of twist it a little bit more. So now it's basically the same thing. You grab your towel, you have it there, and then you're going to lay down, bringing your leg up and pulling it towards you. So try to bring it as far as you can, but also keep it as straight your leg as possible. So work either on keeping your leg, actually try mainly to keep your leg straight, and with the practice you'll be able to bring it closer and closer to you. So now, well done. The last exercise for the mobility part is a cat-cow. So we're going back on our knees. We want to keep a nice position, right? So when cats are angry, what do? Exactly, they round their back. So we're going to round our back, and then we're going to straighten it up, kind of having a nice curve when we straighten it out, let's say, when we're pushing and extending it. So you can also work on your breathing here. When you inhale, you're going to have your back straight, extend, and when you exhale, you're going to round it. So that's it for the videos. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope it helps. If you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out. We'll be happy to help you. So good luck on the exercises, and we'll see you on the next one.